and welcome to the Savvy Gadgetz channel with me, Ian, otherwise known as Ven, and Project Zomboid Build 41. Now, last week we were working on some farming and found that one of our plants had flies as a pest, and to create an antidote to these flies I needed to find cigarettes. Now I did go and find some in the fire station, but nowhere near enough. This week we're actually hunting for cigarettes. Yes, hunting for cigarettes of all things. Now, when I've come across these, I've ignored these because I didn't think that they were useful anyway, and they are actually marked as a junk item. So that was a bit odd. But I'm an ex-smoker myself, so I was trying to avoid cigarettes as much as I possibly could, which is why I haven't picked them up. But anyway, don't forget, like and subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Twitch, Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Check all of those out and donate at Patreon. And so, let's crack on. So, some other interesting news. Let's actually put my headphones on. I've got a Monster Mule this week to drink, so that's the drink of choice for this week. I'm neither sponsored by Monster or any other beverage manufacturer, but who knows, maybe one day. Oh yeah, and I've also got some of my favourite Tesco's salted and vinegar twirls. There we go. Again, I'm not sponsored by Tesco's or any endorsed or sponsored by, so yeah. It's just I enjoy eating them. There's a nice twirly step like that. Look at that. Lovely. Right. Okay. Hey, hello, Supertone Man. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Have a good week. So, also, between videos, I've actually moved my crate traps. And I've moved them from just up the road to a dense forest area, and I actually used the vegetation, this investigate area map, so I knew I was in the right sort of area, and I've planted them over there. And I actually found, using foraging, some carrots, and I've been able to trap one with carrot because the cabbages didn't seem to be working where the traps were there, so I moved them further away. From what I understand, they have to be 75 tiles away. I think Supertone Man has already said that. But this is kind of proof of the concept. And the best things to bait the traps with to get rabbit is carrot and cabbage. Now, I've run out of cabbage because they all went rotten. They're all in the compost bin. Which reminds me, I better take some worms with me. Take a couple of worms to make sure that my traps over there are baited. Things in general are going okay. Yeah, I thought it'd be far. Honestly thought it was far enough away, but apparently not. So my skill list is looking pretty good. I'm actually read the next book for foraging. So, mushrooms. Put them in the backpack. Hopefully they're not poisonous. And they're not. That's good, because hunger is actually a problem for me at the moment. Because I absolutely made a muppet of it. I cooked some fish, started reading the book, put it on fast mode, and then found that I was burning the food and it was inedible. So I couldn't use it, and that was really disappointing. But there was a small patch today that I noticed, and as you might see from this, I'm actually finding eggs. And that's really interesting. So I've got 3 wild eggs there, which I can now cook. And I can actually add those to a roaster. I can fry them and do an omelette, add this, that, and the other to. So that's fairly new. So I think that was something to do with the patch. Let's see. I'm hungry, so I was actually making salad on. So let's eat that. Hopefully that'll improve things. Just gets rid of the moodlet, that's good. I'm not entirely sure whether having a happy mood is that much, whether you're like, hey, you're absolutely ecstatically happy, you're now going to find lots of food and lots of things that you actually want and or need. But right, so add a worm. So we are on the hunt for food. as well as cigarettes at the minute, so I need to actually get a bit of a food supply going. And let's have a look. This one's over here. Now, I was actually beset by some Zeds as well. Now, you know, I actually made another trap. Now, if we take a look at the... Well, you can see it's now a forest area, so... Apparently this is a better area. You're more likely to catch rabbits and squirrels. Let's check the bait, actually. It's still got... Only one of them's got bait in it. Because I only had one carrot. Which is deeply upsetting. I've run out of fish. I've run out of game. Because I made a disaster of burning all my food. It was really disappointed with myself on that one. Twigs. I'm picking up twigs and sticks at the moment so that I can put them in my stove, which we went and got the other week, so that we've actually got an indoor stove to cook on. Just gonna wander around and see if I can find any more food. We've got some eggs, so I can actually create a roast from those, and we can add vegetables and salt and pepper, that kind of thing, to it. I'm going to try and avoid walking through plants if I can. Right, so we've got over here. What was this? Frogs. Now, I've said this last week, and I'll say this again. Frogs are really good, and I'll explain why. If you come across a frog and you pick it up, you can put it down wherever you like and it won't go away. It will also not die, and it will also not go off. So from the point of view of a food source, this is really good, because then when you actually need it, you can actually go to it, slice it up, turn it into fillets, and then you've got something to cook. So it's always worth picking those up, keeping them and putting them aside somewhere. So that was really useful. More twigs. Let's pick up the twigs. Now, even if I discard or pick them up, I'm getting a decent amount of... Don't need stone, discard those. I'm getting a decent amount of experience. Berries. Oh, berries! 3 fresh berries like that. See, all of this food, the eggs and the berries and the mushrooms that I found, this will all keep me going. Because I can create nutritious and food, and that will keep away my unhappiness, so you don't become depressed and bored or anything like that, because those are negative movements and they will affect your ability to forage, as well, not having any, feeling a bit peckish and a bit thirsty. So it's getting later. Foraging in the dark is next to impossible. You can find things, however, it's a bad idea because you can't see zombies coming. And I will kind of demonstrate that later on. Mushrooms in the backpack. Those ones are poisonous. They can go straight into the compost bin when I get home. Now, I originally thought that poisonous mushrooms would be useful against, the kind of pest I'm facing on my plant, but apparently the cure is a mixture of cigarettes and water. So, okay, we'll walk over this. Yeah, it is ridiculously interesting. Right, so here we go. This is another thing. Something else that's new. Lemons. Yeah, it's a bit on the weird side, really, I have to say. They've added something. So I found tomatoes earlier as well, and got tomato seeds, carrots, and I've got wild seeds from the carrots, and that's what I've used to bait my trap. But we still need to find cigarettes. So let's create a salad from mushrooms fresh. So I don't think we've got any poisonous mushrooms. Oh, yeah, we do. But we've still got 3 of those. So unhappiness. We'll eat that and see how quickly we die. It's a thing. It could be a thing. It's a shame you don't get the option to plant some seeds and, you know, grow a lemon tree. Right, so we're still looking for cigarettes, or that's the main focus of today's episode. Now I did say that I went to the fire station, and I did find some, but I didn't find enough. Before I go back to my hut, what I want to do, pick up the stick, pick up sticks, put those in the backpack, because I'm going to think I'm going to need some more spears sooner or later. Because down here is a garage. Oh, hello. Twigs. I've got twigs now, so I don't need more. Right, so let's see what this changes. Changes to a you can't find anything zone. So let's undo that. Right, considering the fire station, yeah, episode 2, Ven the Cigarette Hunter, yeah. Considering that the, yeah, there we go. There's a Z, at least one. And, like that. Take the house key. Garbage bag, don't need garbage bag. So we'll have a quick nose around here. Nothing there. Alright, fine. The only other place I can think of is town. An uncooked cockroach, yes, you can cook them. Grasshoppers and cockroaches are useful for baiting fishing lines with. So you can find food. Let's check in here. Light bulb. And nothings. Okay, that's something in the bin. Another cockroach uncooked. You could cook them and eat them. That's a bit gross. Let's face it. There's some nice. There's a couple of decent looking motors down here. That pickup. Yeah, well, you know me and my pickups. Let's face it. Now, did I climb in through the window here previously, or did I leave the door open? Right, so did I smash a window and get in? Yeah, there is. Right. Climb through. Okay, great. Oh, see this broken up. Hey! And straight away, jackpot is hit. I think that's actually enough. Comes with extras. And just as well, because that just broke. It just broke my. I'm going to take the jeans as well because I'm desperately short trousers. You can have my broken spear, which means I'm now back down to my hunting knife. Right, let's see what else we can find here. I might leave that there because drink isn't something I'm particularly worried about because I have plenty of it. You know, I have a plumbed-in water supply. Although I do actually sod that. Is there a toilet here? Yeah, there is a toilet. Let's drink from the tap because even though the water's gone, it's no longer being supplied. Taps do still contain water to a degree. It will last a few tugs on it, but and by tugs I mean you'll get perhaps fill a bottle, maybe. Let's check over here. Fantastic! Right, we're on a roll now. I don't know why I didn't think of this last week. I really don't. But I think I only need 5 cigarettes. And I've now picked up about 80, so I think I'm doing alright. Garbage bags. At least if I need some more garbage bags, I know where to come. Right. I'm going to check these trucks out and these cars out, see what's in the boot. Why can't I see under those? I've no idea what that man just said. Okay, can't get in there. Right, so it is getting really dark at the moment. Right, okay, quick check. Cigarettes, 20. Oh, this is working out so much better than I'd ever planned. It's actually a case of I've come up with something that I needed to do and I've achieved it within the first 15 minutes. This would be useful on multiplayer because it's a 6-seater bus. Plus because I can hotwire it. Alright, so I should have a decent amount. Cigarettes, 100. Look, there we go. Fantastic. Right, okay. So now's actually a good time to demonstrate what a bad idea it is to do foraging at night. I'm just going to turn it on. And what can you see? Because I can't see much. I can just about make out the car park. You can see just how different it is. And if I do that, then it's like, yay, look, I can see a lot more. Still can't see a great deal, but that's the difference. Just for demonstration purposes, here we go again. Look at this, like, right, just that tiny little bit of light just there. And I've actually found something. I've actually found some rose hips. I mean, it's dark. I'm kind of miserable, drowsy. I'm hungry. I can't see very well. It's raining. All those kind of things have an effect on your ability to find stuff, unless you're a high level, I guess. Like I am, because my foraging is almost second to none. There's actually a gap in the hedge fence here that I can just walk through. But now, because we have a look at this piece of ground here, it says well watered, ready to harvest. It actually said it had a pest on it. Is it one of these? Potatoes. It was on my carrots, and now that, how annoying is that? Now all the flies and pests have gone. Oh, disease. It does actually say it has a disease. Disease. Treat problem pest flies. So you need an insecticide spray, right? Okay, so we need the spray thingy, which is inside. And I forgot to shut the door, so it's probably inside with a load of zombies. So the insecticide spray is one of those things that I actually picked up thinking, oh, I'll probably never need that. And I'm really glad that I did. At least I know what it's useful for now. And I had 2 of the damn things. Why can't I find it now? There it is, gardening spray can. That's the thing. So I bung that in my inventory. There we go. Now hopefully make fly cure 1. There we go. Because that will use some water out my water bottle. I now have an insecticide spray. Fantastic. This is the goal of the day. I'm almost beside myself with, hey, this is actually going well. So there we go. 96 cigarettes to join the one I found last week. Poisonous mushrooms, and they can go in the thing outside. I forgot to bait my bird traps, didn't I? So poisonous mushrooms. Join the other poisonous mushrooms that are in there. Let's find myself a spear, because I have a collection of spears just laying around over here. 11 crafted spears. Ooh, let's take one that's there. We'll equip that in both hands. That goes over there. Crafted spear, and then we put it in our number 1 slot just there, so it's where we need it. Right, so now what we can do is we can come up to our thingy and go treat the problem, pest flies. We'll just do that. Fine. Even though it's absolutely raining. end up with cigarette carrots. And that, the disease is now gone. Job done. Fantastic. Unbelievable. And I've got plenty enough to make a load more as well. There we go. Now, it did actually say that was ready to harvest, didn't it? I'm going to leave this last one here to go to seed. If I do that, I go harvest. I should end up with a few carrots. I've actually got 9 carrots. Oh, that's really good. And some carrot, lots of carrot seeds. Look at that. 27 carrot seeds. Amazing. Right, cool. So we've got enough to bait our traps now quite easily. Need something to eat. Put something on the twigs. Right, so let's do a roast. My old favourite. Let's use the eggs. So let's create a, from the roasting pans that we've got here, create a roast from random egg. There we go. Because I haven't actually got any meat at all. I could actually add, if we do the same thing there, create a roast from random egg. I've got nothing poisonous in my bag, have I? So I actually could do the other one as well. Just create a roast from random egg. So I'll have 3 roasts, egg roasts. And I can, where are they? In the wrong inventory, of course. So in here what we can do is we can add random vegetables. That'll take one of the carrots, so we'll add a random vegetable. I'll take another, so we've still got plenty of carrot. Random vegetables, and then if we dive over here to this bit, we can actually add spice, because I've got pepper and salt in there. Now if we take a look at these when they're cooked, at the moment it gives us gives us a minus unhappiness of 10, minus hunger, and a minus thirst. You know, so that's going to be okay. Alright, so that's my thirst sorted out. So let's add some pepper. Let's go with pepper with those 3. And oh, I think I've run out of pepper. Whoops. Okay, need to find more pepper then. Or is it that? Right. Okay, pepper. Let's add pepper as a spice. Right, because that actually puts it up by a bit. Not that one. Let's add pepper as a spice on that one. So there we go. We've now got 3 meals that will. Well, that one's got salt on it as well. There's salt and pepper. Right. So let's go and light our that. There we go, and then we will add those in, like so. And they will take a few minutes to cook. In the meantime, I can create a salad from random vegetables. Use a carrot. I actually used the mushroom. Salad from carrots. I'm going to add a carrot to it. So at the moment it's minus 5 unhappiness. And minus 23 hunger, so we're going to eat that. Hopefully that'll get rid of most of that moodlet. In fact, it did. It got rid of all of that moodlet. So, there we go. So we're doing really well. It's actually sort of turned this around quite nicely, to be fair. That's actually, I really do like that one. I like the ginger ones. Ooh. This live stream couldn't be going better. But as you can see, my foraging has again saved me with finding food that I can eat or I can use to create nice meals from. Good meals take away your unhappiness and your boredom, so you don't become depressed. And obviously, it increases your cooking skill. What is my cooking skill? Well, my cooking skills levels, on the verge of becoming level 6. It's not far away, so keep that up. haven't really worked on my carpentry. My foraging is working on level 9. Farming, when I first picked up stuff farming, or when I first started farming, my first line of produce of cabbages and that practically leveled me twice, because I had the XP, I've read the books, which is what the arrows down the side of those bits are. So they're all XP games, all XP gains, so that as I do these, that I actually gain more XP from doing them. Right, okay, so that's now heavy, so we need to put those on, put those 3. So I've got 3 good meals for tomorrow. I've got some carrot seeds, so I can grow more carrots. That was unexpected, getting the seeds. Walk through the door. So carrot seeds, there we go. Fantastic. Yeah, this could not be going any better. I'm just waiting for something to come steaming through the door and eat my face. That's all it needs, just to ruin it. Right, so carrying around chipstone for some reason. Let's put the cockroach, the froggy, the grasshopper, just got mushrooms, or rose hips. Oh, you can actually eat those. Okay, maybe you can use them as a garnish or something like that. But now it's time to hit the hay, because it is what, like 1:20 in the morning for my character. Yep. Right, so peckish. Right, so let's eat and drink. Drink. I'm just going to fill that water bottle. One thing that I did forget to do, which was really stupid of me, is when it was raining, I forgot to actually sort of like wash my character and fill up the water pots for soup. Yeah, wasn't thinking, but still, not to worry. So let's eat something. We've had something to drink. Create a salad from the mushroom that's just stopped being fresh. Hey Joe, how are you doing? Yeah, something like that. Let's eat that. So for the first 30 minutes, things have gone really well. I managed to find a large depository of cigarettes so that I could make the insecticide that I needed, and I've treated the plant and then harvested it, so it's all going rather well at the moment. I'm just going to check out my other bits. So no disease there, no disease there, no disease there, no disease, no disease, no disease. Oh, that one's got disease. Right, so that one, yeah, so it's that third one down, and we treat the problem, pest flies. So I actually have, if I equip primary, there we go. So if I can actually treat the problem, pest flies. Oh, it's an empty gardening spray can. Okay, right, well, we'll go and sort that out quickly. We'll just make some new stuff, stuff. Because we've got make fly cure 1. There we go. So using the cigarettes and some water, I now have some insecticide spray. I'm going to just spray this with, because I used all of it on my other one. So on this one, I'm just going to treat the problem with a light bit, so like that. And then we'll have a look at the information, and the disease is gone, so I didn't need to be so heavy-handed with it. So that's useful. Okay, so we'll drop the insecticide spray there because that will last us a while. Now, we should still have plenty of odds and sods. What's this? This is seedling cabbages. Okay, fine. we've actually got carrots, so carrots is going well. I'm going to go and bait my traps. I've still got the worms. Well, actually, maybe I did bait my traps. I honestly don't remember. But let's get our forage on as usual, and then what I'll do is I'll explain mechanics. Create from fruit for a salad. I'm actually going for the berries here. Eat that. Regularly eating. Let's get rid of that as well. Go check out our traps. Then we'll try doing some fishing because we've got food in the fridge ready to eat. Yeah, I mean, how about yourself? You had a good week? It's been okay. It's been a tough second week back at work, to be fair. Oh, look, our trap has sprung. So we should have a dead bird. No, fresh uncooked. So butcher the bird. We've got something to make another roast with. Fantastic. Let's go check out our other traps. Lazy week. Cool. I like that. Mine's, like I say, mine's been pretty hard going at work. The first couple of weeks back have been difficult. Got a really difficult job to actually get done. And there's been lots of interruptions on it. Oh, the little swines have had my carrots. Something's had my carrots. Alright, so let's add bait. Let's add carrots fresh. Add bait, carrots fresh. Add bait, carrots fresh. There we go, and then we'll come back. Now, the best time to actually check these traps is actually during the night. But it's a case of they took the bait and didn't spring the trap. Now, I've had this problem with the mouse traps before, and it was because I was using the wrong baits. But I know that if that the best ones for rabbits and in those traps and in deep forests are carrots and cabbages. So we've still got some food. If the worst comes to the worst, I've got a lot of crickets and stuff I can cook and eat. Again, running short on food. Random mushroom, there we go. Do a couple of those. Because I did actually manage to get rid of it's just a carrot, so let's go with a... Oh, let's create a fruit salad from the wild lemon. No, I've never ever caught anything in one of the traps. Now, there's an interesting... Just let me pause the game quickly. There's an interesting thing to actually state about the traps. The stick traps and those box traps are the best traps to use. Having done some research in that. There is one better trap, and that's like a metal cage trap, but obviously you need metal work for that. So... Yeah, exactly. Trapping has never been my friend in this game, ever. It's one of the hardest ways to try and find food to keep yourself alive. Foraging and fishing are by far easier to do. It's just ridiculous. But I imagine once you actually get to be a better trapper, you're more likely to catch stuff, I guess. But it's a percentage. It's like there's a 30% chance of catching a rabbit or I think a squirrel, depending on the bait you're using, in one of those box traps. Now, they have a certain amount of health before they're destroyed, and I think for that kind of box trap it's 30. But then there are other types of trap that you can build, like the... Let's have a look. Let's get it open. Under the trapper, you've got the box trap. Now, the box trap is not as good as the wooden cage trap. It may look better, but it has less health overall, and it's less likely to catch something. It's like, really? That can't possibly be right, but it is. And so, obviously, worms and cereal are the best things to use in the stick traps for catching birds. But that's the long and the short of trapping, really. Like I say, it has never, ever been my friend. But I think it's time to actually go fishing. Oh, hello, what was that? Carrots! Carrot seeds and some other wild carrots. There we go. Fantastic. Right, should be in an area where there's absolutely nothing to find. So let's do some fishing and see if we can spearfish something into our hiking bag. Again, spearfishing is one of those things that's not easy. It's another one of those things that I think you're more likely to catch something with a rod. Again, depending on your abilities as a fisherman, but to start off, fishing is not an easy way to keep yourself fed, but once you actually start catching fish, or you catch quite a few fish, then you can feed yourself for a couple of days. You actually fill it up. Yeah, same. It's just a case of spearfishing for the win, and it just wouldn't happen. Right, my character is actually getting really hungry and thirsty. It's getting sort of at 2 o'clock-ish, so let's see if we can get something with a fishing rod. So we've got to eat one of those roasts that I found. Well, created. Always close the door behind me. So let's eat one of my fabulously nutritious egg carrot roasts. Culinary expertise extraordinaire. Oh, I've got that lemon thing as well. There we go. And I'll put the meat in there for later on. Oh look, the wild carrot's already gone rotten. How about that? Let's have something to drink. Worst comes to the worst, there's always the lake. Can always drink from the lake. Let's get rid of the seeds as well. Seeds in the appropriate things. I've got loads of carrot seeds. This is good. Right, so let's put the carrots in the bag like that. Let's pick up the fishing rods, the fishing line, the crickets and the cockroaches. Fishing tackles. No, I'm not going to worry about the fishing tackle actually. I could have sworn I used those and it didn't go particularly well. Alright, let's use them. So and a little bait fish, and we'll actually take the twine just in case we need to fix something, and a steady stick, because to make a fishing rod you need a steady stick, some twine, and either a nail or a paper clip. So I'm actually going to pick up a couple of nails whilst I'm about, or it's just the one in this case, just so I can repair my rod whilst I'm fishing. Ha! No, food is not a problem for this character. That's kind of the thing I've been debating. It's a case of my character is surviving so well at the moment. It's just ridiculous. Alright, so wild carrot one, they can go in there. I've got food, I've got water, I've got the ability to farm, find food. I can do all of my mechanics, I can do metal work. I might go down an electronics route in like another playthrough. Well, I'm not going over there. I need to go to the... Right, so fishing. Let's do a quick tutorial on fishing. So find a body of water. It could be a pond in somebody's back garden or an expansive lake like this one. And basically, if you've got the right equipment, you can basically right click and go fishing. It opens up this dialog. If you've got a spear, you can craft a spear using chipstones and a tree branch. And what that will do, if you've got an I think you also need some ripped sheets, which you get off of zombies. If you rip their clothing up into sheets, you will craft up with the chipstone and the tree branch a spear. So you can then do spear fishing. If you've got a fishing rod, then if you're going through with foraging and that kind of thing, you will find crickets, cockroaches and grasshoppers, or sometimes when you're fishing you'll get a little bait fish, and you will be able to fish with a fishing rod. Now I think fishing with a fishing rod is more successful, to be fair, than it is spearfishing. Spearfishing is a lot more difficult to actually get fish with. I think spearfishing is a lot easier, maybe a bit easier when you're a much higher level. But just because you're throwing things out into the lake with bait and a proper fishing rod and all the rest of it, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get fish. So I could just hear an engine revving and I thought that was in the game. It's not, it's outside. One of my next door neighbours is a mechanic, funnily enough, and he's been having problems with his car. Yeah, so anyway, back to the food situation, and it's like my character is surviving. We have the ability to trap, we have ability to farm, we have ability to forage, we have ability to fish, we have fresh water, and we're rarely plagued with zombies. You know, so I think we could probably successfully call this a win. And perhaps, like, once I've been through everything today, just start again, maybe. Let's speed this up a bit. See if we at least catch a fish. So at the moment we are catching nothing. And this character has survived for 3 months and 20 hours and killed 492 zombies. Oh, I caught some shoes and a small perch. Nice. Notice that my fishing rod isn't breaking so much anymore as well. I bet it would break right now. Alright, getting tired. Getting angry, getting tired. Oh, I just landed a big one. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, 2 small perches. So what we'll do is, if you've got a knife, just like any game that you find where it's a dead bird, dead squirrel, rabbits, that kind of thing that you catch in your traps, if you right click on them and you get the option to butcher or slice and fillet, and what will happen is you will actually have the ability to use those in roasts as individual slices and fillets and that kind of thing. Now this has overloaded me by quite a bit. So that's the other thing you need to be careful of. I'm going to eat the fruit salad. I said eat the fruit salad. I'm still doing something. That's taking its time, whatever it is. There it goes. Alright, so we've got fillets. Eat that. Put the fillets in there. So we've got enough for a couple of meals. Oh, that's my bag full. Oh, hello, setting fire to things. Let's go eat one of our other roasties, and then we have the ability to make more. Right, so mechanics. Mechanics is quite an accessible skill because there's generally cars around, and to start off with you need 3 magazines. You can get away with just the one, but obviously you won't be able to do all of the vehicles around, because the 3 magazines are Lanes Standard, Lanes Performance and Lanes Commercial. So commercial vehicles are trucks and pickups and things like that, whereas performance models and standard models are just cars. So to start off with mechanics, you need to read those magazines, and you will need to get a screwdriver, and then you can start off your adventures in mechanics, let's put it that way. Let's get rid of all of this. Steady stick twine, cockroaches, all of that stuff goes on the floor like so. We're going to eat one of our roasts, and then when you want to actually do some vehicle mechanics, you've got a screwdriver. Let's get these over here. I'm really untidy in my inventory at the moment, has to be said. But again, we've got food to eat, food to prepare. Let's have a drink. See, I actually managed to get rid of the negative moodlet on my character that was underweight as well, because like my character was always underweight from not eating enough. Right, so with a screwdriver, oh, I've still got a fishing rod in my hand. Let's do that. Fishing rod, floor. There we go. Right, so I do have a screwdriver in my backpack. There it is. In fact, I've got 2. You approach the vehicle that you want to do mechanics on. This is my experimental vehicle, and you press V, go vehicle mechanics, or you can go to the front of the vehicle. And then, again, if you've read those magazines and you've read like the level 1 book, I use a mod called Book Collection, which actually puts them into orders. So it actually says 1, 2, 3, 4, and it says like beginner, intermediate, expert, advanced, and then master. So with the very basics of mechanics, you can remove the radio, you can install that and then reinstall it, and that will give you some experience in your mechanics. Not a lot. So at the moment it is XP 29 out of 300, but if we install that back in, that's successful. It's now 30.25, so I gained 1.25 on that, but that's just one item. You can also do, at the very start, you can do the battery and the headlights and the tail lights. So uninstalling, reinstalling them will give you about 10 points, and you can do that every day. You can't keep doing it. You don't learn anything from it. You stop learning from it. So, but once you pass that, and you go up to higher levels, you then need to get yourself more tools in the areas of a wrench, and a jack and a lug wrench. So let's have a quick look. I think I've got these stashed in the back of the car, and then you'll be able to uninstall other bits and pieces. So we've got the wrench, not to be confused with a pipe wrench. The pipe wrench is different, and then you've got lug wrench and a jack. So the jack will allow you to take off the tyres, the wrench will allow you to take off things like the suspension and the brakes, and the screwdriver will help with all of that. And then once you can uninstall that and put it back onto a car, you will then gain more experience. Okay, so as I've mentioned, I've got water plumbed in, and the reason I've got water still running in my taps, my one tap, even though the water ran out a long time ago, is, as you may notice, this odd set of stairs up the side of my house. So I had to build my carpentry level up to level 6 to build the stairs, and then level 4 carpentry allows you, with 4 garbage bags and a few planks and some nails, to create water barrels. Now I've positioned these water barrels above my kitchen sink. So if you imagine you've got your kitchen sink and you're looking from it on a very absolute top-down perspective, this is your kitchen sink. So if you're on the level above and you're in one of the squares around that sink, yeah, you put a water barrel there. You can, so as you can see, it's on the second floor, not on the first floor. Whereas that's where my sink is. When it rains, that will catch water, and then with a pipe wrench. So it is, as I said, it's a different thing entirely. I've got a lot more food than I thought. That's annoying. I thought we've got all of this food as well. Let's see. Pipe wrench. So pipe wrench looks like that. Actually, called a pipe wrench. It's one of those adjustable things. If you've ever seen one, using one of those, you go up to your sink, and then you right click on it, and it will give you the option to plumb it in, and it will plumb it into that water barrel that's on the level above. Now, this would be easier to do. You only need a level skill in carpentry of level 4 if you've got a 2-story building. Because what you can then do is you can smash open a window on the second story, get rid of smash the glass, remove the glass. You can then build a platform just on the outside of that broken window, and then you can build a platform along to where the sink is beneath, and then put your barrels on there. So that's something I probably will do in my next playthrough, because I think the next playthrough, what I'm going to have to do is to make things a little bit harder for myself, is to actually have a base in the middle of a town. So that could be interesting. But yeah, a lot of those seeds. If I just open the map, came from around this area here. I think it was actually this bit. These buildings here. It's actually like a rural farm shop, and loads of those seeds came from there. Some of them I scavenged from around Rosewood, but that's where the majority of them came from. So let's get me. But you know, I'm just surviving. In fact, I'm not just surviving. I'm actually flourishing, and that's the thing, really, I suppose. Let's. Even though I've got a generator, I don't need electricity. I just haven't needed it. I can survive quite nicely without it, you know. Right, so which is why sort of like doing this in a town where because like there's just no zombies, really. I mean, look at it. As long as it isn't in West Point. Yeah, that I have actually survived in West Point for a while, but that was a long time ago. Things have changed in the game quite significantly since then, though. So yeah, West Point is literally a death trap waiting to happen. Right, so we need to bait these traps. Let's get my focus on. It's a sticky. Add bait them. Add bait worm. Hey, anxious trap. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Yeah, it's always an option. I mean, smoking's actually a trait that you can pick up one of the negative traits. So, well, I was thinking of starting again. Oh! I mean, I could use this character, you're right. But I kind of like this character where it is. Right, so let's check the trap. What did we get? We got a rabbit! Yeah! Let's butcher the rabbit. And, yeah. Better hot, dangerously uncooked. Right, okay, yeah, let's add some, not rabbit meat, I've got some carrots. Use the carrots. I said use the carrots. Add bait, carrots. That's still got bait. Needs to add bait. That's the first time I've trapped anything in one of those boxes ever. I'm actually quite pleased with that. Wabbit season, yeah, quite. Good old bugs. Yeah, it could be doable. The thing is this character is reasonably well established where it is. I think if I was just to stick to a town to do this, I think that would be more challenging because again you're starting from scratch. You haven't got a character that's well established and got all of the skills and the traits and that. So I think I'm thinking that's a better idea rather than going with this particular character purely because this character is so well established. You know, it kind of sort of like breaks the concept of it, I guess. I mean, I could be wrong, you know. I mean, it'd be nice. I think it'd be nice to start again. Oh, hello. What have we here? It's a dead squirrel. You don't want to do West Point with Insane mode on. No, you don't. It's bad enough in Apocalypse mode. Right, so we've got a dead squirrel, so we butcher the animal, and see, that's another thing that I've never found out here in a rural area. We were talking about this just the other week, whereas it's like you're out in the rural area. When I did my foraging tutorial video, which is online, which it's had over 300 views from what I can tell. When I last looked at it, it was something like 390 odd. The only place I found dead rats, dead birds, dead squirrels was in town. And me and Supertone were saying, well, if that's the case, why aren't you finding them out in the wild? Why aren't you finding them in the forest areas and that kind of thing? And like I said, there was a patch that had downloaded today, and now today I'm finding dead squirrels. It's almost like they heard me or something, you know? Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons. Pros and cons. Pick up stickies because we need the... What's this? What on earth is that? It's a plastic tray! Discard the plastic tray. I don't think I need that. I love some of the random artifacts that you find in this game. It's just incredible. Bags. They can... Alright, okay. I'm not... They're not fitting in my backpack. My backpack must be full. Yeah, I think it'd be more interesting if I started again from a play perspective, because I think you'd be fighting off zombies a lot. Although saying that, it was quite interesting when I went back to the fire station that all of the fire personnel had respawned in the toilets. That was kind of a bit of a weird one, to be said. Yeah, exactly. It kind of makes me think. I didn't get time to do a live yesterday. Where at the moment I'm kind of playing, what was it, Days Gone? And you've watched me play Days Gone a bit, Supertone. And one of the things in that, I can't remember where I was going with that now. Oh, worms, there we go, pick up a worm.
It's to do with the plastic trays. Why can't I remember what I was going to say? That's so annoying. Don't you hate it when you just lose your train of thought? Mushrooms. There we go. Need something to eat and drink. I'm getting extremely hungry. My character needs to eat and drink. I've been neglecting that. There was a parallel between this and Days Gone that just occurred to me, and now I can't remember. There was a mechanic in it that... But yeah, so it was something to do with a plastic tray. I can't remember what now. That's so infuriating. Yeah, toilet party. Absolutely. Yeah, it was weird. It's like all of the characters, all of the fire personnel had spawned in the toilets. And I'm wondering if... Because in my other playthrough, where one of the playthroughs I've got, it's on really easy mode. I hadn't played it for a while. Yet when I went back into the game, the house that I'd cleared out previously, it was like a shop with a house over the top. What had happened is all of the occupants of the house had respawned as well. And it's like, how is that a thing? You know, it's just odd, right? So we've got lots of meat now. Look at that. We've got bird meat, rabbit meat, rodent meat. We've got carrots. Ooh, uncooked fish fillets. They can go. They can go in the appropriate place. Out here. In fact, I'll just keep the worms though. But yeah, so the thing is I did have a base for this character for a while at the fire station, but it wasn't exactly in town, if you see what I mean. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. I thought we'll use this character, or maybe I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys whether you want me to start from the beginning again with a different character. And we'll do a base in town, not on the outskirts of town like it was with the fire station, actually in town. And I'll try and find a 2-story house to do it in. I'll try and sort of barricade it and try and sort it out as much as I can, and so and see if we can survive that. I think that's probably going to be the more interesting route to take, like you say, to actually have a base in the town. Yeah, I think that's probably what we'll do starting next week. So in the meantime, covered vehicle mechanics, we've covered foraging, we've covered fishing. Carpentry is fairly rudimentary. You just dismantle things or chop down trees, and with a saw cut them into planks. And then if you find nails, in boxes. You gain nails back from dismantling things. You will then get the ability to create new things like tables and fences and wooden walls and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's probably the best idea. I mean, like I say, if that's what you guys want me to do, I'll do that. If not, I can still use this character, but I think this character is too well established. I could go with this character and go into Rosewood and do something else. So, or just for fun, what I could do is I'll take my easy character and we'll go down and have a look at next week. We'll go and have a look at Louisville. Maybe that could be a thing because that's been added. That's down in the bottom right hand corner of the map. If we just open up that and go there. Go to Project Zomboid map. So down here, oh, this is Louisville. Look at it, it's massive. So an actual city. Look at that. And they've actually updated the map. That wasn't there last week. So you can see that there's So this is the shopping mall. Now the shopping mall is huge. I did a video around here, and the fact that it's got several floors on it, and you've got like these different things here, different like sort of pathways to different shops and this, that, and the other. The shopping mall is big. Let's zoom out and then make a comparison to the size of Louisville in comparison to any of the other towns. This is not a town, this is a city. You know, it's got these nice parks, so I'm already seeing a good spot to yeah, and we know, you know, there's a sale on zombie brains and all the rest of it, brain sale. There's already you know, the possibilities with, you know, building something here or having something nearby. In fact, there is something nearby that you could sort of border this up maybe, and have this as your base to strike out from. Just like dismantle some stuff, get rid of some stuff, and perhaps just build a bed in there. Plus, you've got some entertainment as well. But yeah, it's like, you know, you could with an axe create a new base there for yourself. You've got all of these houses. Look at that. I mean, you could basically just go from house to 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 house, and then just, you know, find food that way. Yeah, that's fair enough. As an aside, my mates from Fragland, it's interesting. Yeah, take it easy, Joe. Nice to see you again, chap. My mates from Fragland, they're actually near me. Now, I moved away from all of that sort of thing in 2014, and I hadn't sort of done anything with them for you know, decades. But I've always kept in touch, and since Christmas I've been doing sort of Thursday evenings, playing things like Quake Champions and DayZ and that kind of thing with them. So I've been sort of reconnected with them over the last sort of like couple of months, and it turns out one of them lives 10 minutes down the road, and he's hosting a LAN party this weekend. So I actually went and saw all of my old mates on Friday night. So, you know, so that was really quite good. It was great to reconnect with those guys, and you know, to just see the LAN party in action again. It just reminds me of the old days. Yeah, I've seen videos online for Louisville about best places to build a base, that kind of thing. So yeah, like I say, you know, I think it's up to you guys what you want me to do. Put some comments on the video. Yeah, the world is a village sometimes, indeed. It's bizarre. You say that you go somewhere where you think nobody, you'll know nobody, absolutely nobody, and then you suddenly start talking to just some random person, and it turns out they live a couple of doors down from you, and have done for 10 years, and you didn't know it. It's like, yeah, sometimes the world is, even though it's a world, it can be a very small world. So we could do that next weekend. We could have a look around Louisville with my easy character, just so we can actually have a good look around it. But it does look extensive, so that could be a couple of sessions. Have a look at some of the base options as well, and then perhaps we could start again. Let's pick comments. Throw some comments on the video. Pick a town, and whether I should start again or use this character. I think if we're starting this character, I will restrict it to Rosewood. If we were starting with it again, then I think we could use some of the other towns other than West Point. Because you don't survive West Point. You just don't. But, right, okay, so in the meantime,
We've covered foraging, we've covered fishing, we've actually covered some farming as well, so that's new. We've covered trapping, we've covered mechanics, cooking. The only things I don't think we've covered are mechanics and electronics, to be fair. So, yeah. As usual. A very informative session for those who've never played Project Zomboid before. Obviously, hot wiring cars. I think we ought to do that. Let's go hot wire a car. Did this the other week, and I'll do it again this week. Just eat a mushroom salad. I'll check my traps out. I've done that. Let's see if we can find a gas can. There's a gas can inside. Take a gas can with us. What we'll do is we'll go and get that 6-seater bus thingy. Let's see, gas can. That looks like a gas can. It's probably an empty gas can coming under the letter E on the floor. Empty gas can. There we go. Siphon off some gas out one of the cars out here. That just adds to my car collection basically. So we're going to siphon some gas off. You need a gas can. Vehicle mechanics, and then siphon gasoline minus gas. I'll walk around to the petrol and suddenly siphon gas out. No special tools required. Just need a gas can. Then what we'll do is we need a screwdriver. I've got a screwdriver. Let's put the branches in there. Why can I not put the branches in there? Because I was running. Okay, my backpack's overloaded. Berries, lemons, and God knows what else. Pair of shoes. Let's just drop the pair of shoes. I don't really need those. Right, so there it is. Okay, so we're going to actually grab that. Grab that blue one there. Right, so first things first, we've got a gas can. So we're going to add some petrol. And yes, I did see the zombie. Be on me in a second. Swap out to mum. That's it, there you go. The timing is everything. Nothing interesting. Right, so we then get in the car. Now we don't have a key for this car, so if we press V we get the option to hotwire the engine. Now to do this you need to have 2 levels in your mechanics and 1 level in electrical. And once you actually achieve it, because it hasn't done it, it's a bit hit or miss. Because you'll know when it's hot wired because you get like a couple of wires out of this, out of the ignition. I've just electrocuted myself. Takes a few goes, apparently. There we go. So we've got the wires out of there. It now says it's hot wired. I'm assuming the van's in good nick, which it probably isn't. There we go. Finally it starts. We can then take it back to the base. Another car to add to the collection. Oh yeah. And attract a load of zombies along the way as well, of course. which there doesn't seem to be, which is. I could just barricade my house up with cars, couldn't I? And we just turn it off. There we go, that's one car hot-wired and driven back to base. There we go. So much, getting through so much this week, it's unreal. I thought it would take so much longer to find all of the cigarettes that I needed to create that pestilence spray. And in the end it just didn't. It was like a 5-minute job. Quite pleased about that actually, so get something done quickly. Just check out my crops, make sure none of them are suffering from disease, those pesky flies and all that. No, it's all good. So grab something to eat and drink. Make some roast, cook some food. So we've got a roast. There we go. Let's eat that. Still fresh cooked even after a day. And that will get rid of most or all of my hunger, as it has done. So with that we can then create a new roast, so we can use random game, because we've got rodent and rabbit. It's actually created a roast from the rabbit. We can add some fish, so it's meat and fish. So it's now a meat and fish fillet roast. So that's now gone up to both. Each one of those meats has added a -5 happiness to it, so it's now -10. Gets rid of hunger to 26. Now if I really wanted to, I could add something else to it, so we'll go for the mushrooms, and then it's now a roast, and then we can add pepper, and we can add salt. So it's now -19 unhappiness and -4 boredom, and +29 -29 hunger, and we can even take it an extra level. I think we can actually add honey. Let's see what that does to it. And there's a -24 unhappiness, -4 boredom, -32 hunger. So that's a really, really nutritious, really hearty meal. So could do a couple of those, and we can then just cook them, and there we go. So I think next time we'll work on metalwork. I think that could be a thing. Try and build some stuff out of metal, because I always go for wood because it's just so much easier. But I think with a propane torch and a welding mask, assuming you can find one in the first place, you can dismantle cookers and freezers and fridges and things like that, get lots of scrap metal that way, and perhaps build some scrap metal walls. That could be a thing. And I think we will do the plumbing in technique on a 2-story building as well. Yeah, I think that could be a plan. What do you guys think? You know, comments in the video below. But like I said, I think next week what we'll do is we'll have a look around some of the areas of Louisville. Although it could be an extensive mission, let's face it. I think I need a few tools to get in there as well. I think you need a sledgehammer to get through some of the barricades. Because if I remember rightly, actually getting down here, you have to pass through this area. See, all of this is fairly new as well, I think. I don't remember that being there before. It's like this bit here, look. So got to be able to get through the fences and not knock your way through the walls and the doors and open the fences up, and then so there's some interesting areas here. To be fair, look at that. It's a half-broken satellite dish. There's all of this. I bet that's going to be full of zombies, isn't it? Just looking at it, just fills me with dread. Actually, it might be a good opportunity to demonstrate a really good way of killing zombies. I actually watched a video from Nurse, and this was quite cool. I actually really liked this. And it's the best way to kill a large scale number of zombies. And I'll demonstrate it as well when I'm down in Louisville next week. What it is, and I'll explain it now, is you have a car or a couple of cars and you put them side by side or next to each other so that they're like that. And then you have like a campfire beside the doors, so that you get in on one side and sit on the side where the campfire is, and the campfire has to be lit. So when the zombies can't congregate and come to you, they catch on fire, and then all the others come and catch on fire as well. So you end up with a large volume of zombies all on fire. And you know they just burn out and they just die, and it's a really easy way of getting rid of a large number of zombies quick. So that was really useful. I thought that was a really cunning. So we could do that next week. I think that's very doable if we drive down to Louisville. So let's have a look at. So we've got food. Overload. Why is my? Oh, I've got so much in my backpack. I've got an empty gas can. Oh, what's that? Cockroach. Let's put the gas can in the back of the pickup, because I don't really need it. Can drop the tree branches just over here. I'll do. Oh, I've got loads of tree branches. Where do they come from? Looks like I've just been collecting them willy-nilly. Rose hips. Now I haven't seen them used for anything, so I'm just going to drop them down at the moment. I might have to investigate that. Let's drop those. Still got the lemons. We'll drop the grape leaves. Don't really need the book. Rip sheets. They're not really something hard to come by. You just get them off dead zombies, just rip the clothes up into rip sheets, get the stones, and that's about everything. Let's just put the screwdriver in the backpack. There we go. Right, so let's go and check our traps and then call it a day. Don't really need to forage at the moment. And this stick trap has caught something. There we go. Check the trap. If I've got some, I don't think I've got some worms. Add bait, cockroach. No. Let's check these ones over here. Those ones, they're still trapped, so you can see.
Is the bait gone? Add bait, yeah. Why can't I add the carrot as bait? Oh, it's because there's not enough of them. Oh, I can just use those in food then. That's fine. That's fine. But there we go. Right. Okay. Let's call it a day there. Like I said, I'll let you guys have your say. Comment on the videos. And see whether or not what you want me to do in terms of continue, whether you want me to continue with this but move into a town, or whether you want me to restart in a town and try and make a go of it in a new town and just stick in the town, try and survive in town, as it were, or you know, just carry on from here. But like I say, next week we're going to take a look around Louisville, see if we can find some decent places to make some bases out of, and okay, that's another option. Yeah, it could create a new character in the same universe. That's always an option. I do actually have 3. I'll actually show you that. I'll just quit. Actually, one of them I want to show you. So it's that one, go more. Vanessa Renner's the character that we've been playing, and I've got the other three here. I think it's Perryman. Ah, no, she's in the fire station. Oh, that's bad. Expect zombies. No, I could actually get a kill her off because she doesn't really need to be here. Okay, let's quit there. Let's load, go more. So it must be Aura Graham because it's not Riverside Rita. The thing I actually want to show you is I've actually got bushcraft weapons on. I've never actually found a bushcraft weapon. The only time I've come across one, as you can see, look, there she is. So in exactly the same place, in exactly the same hut. As you may notice that she's got something really large and strapped to her back, look. And that's because she's actually got the axe, the bushcraft. It's the Viking axe, and that's one of the bushcraft weapons. Where is it? There, Viking axe. It's in pretty bad condition, but it does do full damage. It's a slow weapon as well, so you have to be careful with it. It's a case of you have to sort of like hit in advance. And it's the only one of the weapons that I've seen, and the only reason I got it was because it was already sticking out of a zombie, and I killed the zombie and took the axe, and that's the reason that she survived West Point. Yep, she survived West Point. She's hard, and let's put her back inside. Not that that really matters. It's not like she's going to get rained on or anything. She's not going to be in the game. It's just a civil thing to do with your characters, that's all. And the other one was Riverside Rita. Guess where she came from? Now again, these characters aren't well established. If we have a look at her skill sets, they've got practically nothing. So I could use one of these and just move into a town. I think this one, because she's the least usable. She's doesn't have much on her in terms of anything, in terms of weaponry. So we could just pick up a couple of spears and head into town with her, I suppose, couldn't we? Just pick a car, any car, one that works hopefully, and go with it from there, really. because we're already at the point where the water and electricity is off, so I can't get information off of the TV for the first week or so. So that's going to be a problem. Food's going to be a bit of a problem as well, especially if I stick in Rosewood, because I'm probably going to have to. I could drive down to Muldra, or there is also this place down here. I'm not entirely sure what that is. But I have actually been there, and there are a ton of zombies there. And it looks like a small town. Right. Yeah, you see, that's the thing. It kind of makes it easy. You've got like a character with all the skills and all of the abilities to help you build up a base, and then have a new character just live in it. It's like doesn't kind of sound right, really, does it? To be honest, perhaps a new universe with a new character. So I don't have that ability to do that, because technically that's cheating, I guess. But there are a ton of zombies down here from what I remember. That might be a good place to demonstrate the fire trick. Because that's just outside Muldra. Muldra's over there. So we could... Rosewood would be a good choice. Or Muldra could be an interesting choice. West Point, we're going with a no. Riverside, I think, is also another bad choice. But again, I think it's a case of we'll make a decision after having a look at Louisville next week. So I think it's like comments in the video, because like I say, with this character, we are just surviving, and we're not just surviving; we're reasonably flourishing. So I think it's probably a good point to the one who survived West Point. Yeah, well, the one with the dirty great big axe. Yeah. I mean, I guess the other thing that we could do is I could recreate that's changed. That's interesting. That's actually changed from what I remember it being in my previous videos in my hardcore survival series that I did. You say, I mean, you just look at that gated community. To protect that, all you'd have to do is put some stuff over the gateway, over there, and then turn that into a base. And you've got access to fishing and water. You've got places to go foraging. If you really needed to, that road's new as well. That wasn't there before because, or maybe it was actually, because there's the cabin in the woods where, funnily enough, you can get a stove. That's nice and easy, isn't it? But that wasn't surrounded before. That was all just wooded areas previously. But yeah, I mean, it could be. That's doable, I suppose. Just take a car. Oh, it's got a fish washing line as well. It's got a gate. Doesn't seem to have much in there. Yeah, because that's the thing. That's how I remember it. It was an empty house in the processes of being built, kind of thing. So none of that furniture was there previously. It'd be interesting to go and actually just take a look at that. But what I used to do is I used to do is actually sort of park my car here,
and then my base would be along this bit, along this edge of the river, well, edge of this lake, and around there. And at the time, I was also playing Super Survivors as well, so I had lots of survivors, protecting the base. And so what I would do is I'd actually drive down into Riverside and raid Riverside for things that I needed. Now, in Riverside, what I did to survive this one, was something here. Or maybe that was West Point. Because it was a case of walking down to a mall and surviving, living in the mall for a bit. So maybe that was West Point. Oh, that is West Point. Riverside, here we go. This is the one. Yeah, so there we are. So there's the shopping mall. There's the had loads of food and veg and had a decent amount of stock in the back of it. There was an upstairs area, and what I did is I took the bins and barricaded the doors with the bins. So I actually picked them up and placed them in front of the door. So even if the zombies took out the doors, they can't get past the bin. Can't destroy the bins. They try to walk past them and can't do anything with them. It's things like that tend to break the pathing. So yeah. So that could be interesting. We could try West Point, he says. Or like you say, you could just relocate. There's nothing to say you can't. I mean, you've got... Thing is you've got obvious points of survival with the lake, and you've got the river. You've got plenty of green area around with you, so that you could survive up there. I think, like you say, maybe take one of the other characters up there that's got no abilities. Funnily enough, we might take Riverside Rita over there. Just take a car and head in that direction and then make a base there. And then you could do that all in the same universe. Or we could start again, and if I was going to try and survive in West Point, I don't think there's a gated. There isn't an enclosed gated community as such. And I wouldn't choose the elementary school either, or the school. I would want a 2-story building that has a lot of fencing around it, something like that, which is kind of on the outskirts. It's enough to be in trouble, but not enough to be in too much trouble, if you see what I mean. Or maybe that one. Although that looks like a low-level fence, to be honest, rather than a high-level fence. You want a fence that that zombies just ignore, but you climb over. You can actually climb over it and go with it. So, there's options. There's all options. Now, I actually survived when I was actually in West Point. I actually survived. Started here in this room, in one of these rooms down here, and this was where I kept coming back to survive. There was this food hall over here, the Gigamart, where I actually found plenty of food. I actually found a decent car down here as well, and drove that back. But I tend to spend a lot of time in this hardware store as well. This hardware store works really quite well as a base if you're in town. The upstairs is, if we go up to level 1, the upstairs is quite well protected. It's got quite a nice bit of storage there. In fact, let me show you that. If we quit, because this is where I actually hang around in my easy game. Load up my sandbox. Here I am. So this character's pretty much fully whacked out because it's on easy mode.
This is where I test and experiment with stuff a lot. And as you can see, all the dead bodies. Last time I was in there, none of these zombies were there. Then all of a sudden, they just respawned, just like the guys in the fire department I had to take care of. As you can see, I've been using, testing out trapping here. Also, I think there's a. So this is actually in that hardware store. I think if I head in this direction. Oh, there's a ton of zombies around, but not a problem for this guy, because this guy can just run and they generally don't care. Ah, okay, yeah, that's okay, cool. Alright, there's something there. But I actually built... I can't find it now. It's on... Like I say, it's on easy mode. I did actually try and sort out the whole plumbing thing. I was testing out the idea of plumbing. Actually, it's further up here, isn't it? Probably here, I suspect, with the car outside the front. Yeah, that'd be the one. This is the one that I went to the shopping mall with. Because out of all of the games I've ever played, if I've tried to get anywhere near the shopping mall, you just can't. It just doesn't happen. I suspect that's what it would be like trying to play normal level and trying to go to Louisville, to be honest. And so this is where I actually, because this is a two-story building, you can see there's the platform out there. Alright, okay, shut the window. These are my water barrels, and they're connected to the sink underneath. So this is where I sort of like do all my sort of like experiment with everything. So this is the character that I'll actually take down to Louisville. And we can have a good look around Louisville with this character then. And it's also this character that I did when I was doing the foraging video. That I was doing the in-town foraging with. So as you see, it's like there's an urban area. Turn the foraging on, and this is where I found all like the dead birds and squirrels and that. And we found a rock, yay! But because this character's full on everything, it's just empty can, yay! Somehow the circle of influence seems a lot bigger because the characters. No, I did not torch that house. I am not an arsonist, honest. Even though I probably admitted to that about zombies. Actually, mushrooms. I did find mushrooms before. So yeah, maybe they've done some tweaks on the foraging system again. What I found there? I've found a rubber duck. That's be one of those rare items that you don't normally find. Okay, whatever. Foraging. I just love the mechanic. I didn't really enjoy it to start off with, but I've warmed to it quite a lot. I think now that I think it seems to have improved a bit, or tweaked a bit. So it's. I think with at least if I go with a character that's like this. It's more likely to be more fun because there's going to be a lot more zombies kicking around. And to be honest, you create a new character in this particular universe. It takes like 5 minutes to level them from nothing to from 0 to hero. Plus, there's tons and tons of zombies, so it's, like I say, it's going to be quite an interesting one. Magazines. Lane's Magazines commercial. There's my sticky traps, look. The zombies seem to have improved a little bit as well. They seem to be a bit more on the ball, let's say. Because last time I did something like this, there just seems to be hordes of them lying around. And now you get the individuals. Honey from Sesame Street, yeah. Yes, of course. Ha 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 ha! Forgot about that. It's a long time since I've seen Sesame Street, funnily enough. But Ernie and his rubber ducky. Oh, there's something electronic up there. Because I think I said, the electronics and the water do not go off for at least 6 months. So yeah, it's just like run around walloping things. It's just easy. No, hello. So yeah, baby will do that. Oh, there we go. See, normally if you see this many zombies, you'd be running away. But I'm taking it cautiously. But with this being the way that it is you really don't need to bother. Oh, hello. One's got a crowbar sticking out of his back. But yeah, maybe we could do that. So anyway, that's 2:45. That's a fair amount of gameplay. And again, we've covered lots of the mechanics of the game. Yeah, they had their hands on each other's hips. Do do do, come on and do the conga. Choo choo choo, a train across the floor. Yeah, that's enough of Agadoo. But yeah, I think that's the thing. And this is, where am I again? Am I in Rosewood? Not Rosewood, not in Rosewood. This is not Rosewood, this is West Point, isn't it? Let's pause it. And we go, yeah, this is West Point. So I think our realistic options are start again somewhere. We could try West Point. Or we take a character that we've already got and move them up to here and establish another base and build up another character. I think so that's doable. It's all doable. But I think next week what we'll do is, like I say, we'll have a look around Louisville's. I'll get that character that I was just playing down here and on the outskirts, so we can have a good look around there. We can have so there's a stadium. Look. That looks awesome. That must be another electricity station. No, it's a distillery. Whoa! We're going to be looking for bourbon and wine there. Well, maybe in the packing plant. Oh, look, barrels. Maybe you could grab the barrels and just use those as water barrels. Ooh, I'm seeing possibilities. Lots of possibilities. Oh, that's interesting. That gated community of sorts. That would be a hard place to survive. It's that little running track. Schools. It's a shame you can't actually start here. The hell's that? Oh, that's the train station. Oh, the trains actually go somewhere now. Yeah, I wasn't saying it was for a base. We're just going, oh yeah, look, it looks pretty, rather than anything else. Oh yeah, that's a bad place to be. Yeah, we're not going there. We're not going there. Under any circumstances are we going there.
The Holy Haven Cemetery. No, just no. Like, it's just so extensive. Look at it. Getting around that in one session is going to be difficult, I think. Because there's just so much. There's another shopping mall. Look. This is, I have to say, but just by looking at it like this, it looks like a really good addition to the game. I'd just go live in the distillery. Let's just have done with it. Just to go there and drink ourselves to death, or as it was previously mentioned earlier, just smoke yourself to death by Anxious Trap, which I think is a really good call. Oh, look at that. Outdoor eating. Scenic Mile Car Dealership. Yeah, I think there's going to be some... the baseball field as well, look. Baseball park. I wonder if you can drink out the fountain. All these things need to be experimented with, I think. Oh, but yeah, I think if we called it in there for this week. Yeah, quite. I think we might do that next week as well. We'll actually sort of like try and drum up some zombie trade and see them just burn. Yeah, I think that's doable. Right, okay, so I'm going to wrap it up there for this week. Thank you very much for joining us, Joe, Anxious Trap, Supertone Man, anyone else who's watching on Twitch or YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed this video this week, and you've found the sort of walkthrough stuff that I've done useful. I do that pretty much every week, if I'm demonstrating a particular skill. Yep, I'll see you next weekend, Supertone Man. Hopefully I'll get something running on Saturday. I'm going to post some videos that happened when I was playing some Splitgate on Thursday night with the Fragland crew. I'll post those on over Facebook and Twitter. And you can see how terrible I am at first-person shooters. Right, so have a good week, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week for my scheduled live stream, Project Zomboid. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Ven UK on Twitch. Descriptions in the links below, Facebook and Twitter, and donate at Patreon. But until then, have a wonderful week. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.